Welcome back, City Builders. Kodiak the Kodiak here, and if you can't tell by my voice, I am quite sick right now, so I am going to try my best to get this video out as quickly and efficiently as possible for you, and also for my own well-being. So if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, dropping a like, and turning on notifications so you can keep up to date on all the City Skylines 2 news, tips, and tricks, that would mean a lot to me right now. Now, last week I uploaded the video on Monday when they also dropped this word of the week. They uploaded the first word of the week on Wednesday, then they uploaded the second one on Monday, and then the last one was on Monday, so who knows, maybe tomorrow we'll get another word of the week. At the end of the video, I also asked what you guys want to see, so I'm going to put it at the front end this time. What do you guys want to see more of? Do you guys want to see a Let's Build series? Do you guys want to see more tips and tricks? Do you guys want to see more stuff in dev mode? Let me know down in the comments. I'm also rebranding this series Weekly Recap rather than News Update. They're going to be slowing down patches and new things for City Skylines 2, and I want to start featuring other content creators and all the other cool stuff that's going on in the City Skylines community, and I think having them all at the same time every single week is really efficient, so you guys can just come in here at the end of the week and just see everything that happened rather than constantly trying to keep up to date with things. It's also a lot easier for my schedule, and I think fits the video series a little bit better. Without further ado, let's dive into the word of the week. Now, just a reminder, these words of the week are written by Colossal Order's CEO, and she does start off by saying the editor is in the works, and we shared an updated version of it with the closed modding beta group for a feedback round just last Friday. The editor currently only includes maps and support for code modding, and we're looking forward to getting those ready for an initial release. I'm calling it an initial release as we'll be adding modding tools through the game's lifetime, just like we did with City Skylines. An important thing to note is that they do not have the asset import feature yet, so they will not have access to all of the cool region packs that have already been announced. As you can see the YouTube video on screen, which I'll leave a description down below. When the asset part of the editor is ready, we'll have the Paradox mods nicely populated with the region pack assets that the asset creators have been working on. So that means at launch, we'll only have access to maps and code modding. We'll not have access to any of the custom-made assets yet. So if you're getting a little bored by the same regional styles, sadly, you'll have to keep waiting. She then follows it up by saying, our goal is to release the editor as soon as possible. We expect it will take a couple of months to get the editor in shape where we can release it, but we don't have a concrete timeline yet as we don't want to make promises we can't keep. And I think that's really important, and the tone around that is also really important because they do give some definitive dates or at least time frames later on in this word of the week. We will continue to work on it with your feedback and suggestions to help us prioritize the most wanted features and improvements. As an update on console, the game will have all of the intended editor features in place when the console version is released. So if you're waiting for the game to be released on console, just know that everything related to the editor will be implemented by the time the game comes out for Xbox and PlayStation 5. The editor on console will be on par with the PC version in all but 2 features, code modding and asset importing, which makes total sense. They've said it a bunch of times at this point. It's literally just not possible to do code modding on those platforms due to their own restrictions and just being coded completely different. The performance improvements we are currently working on also benefit the console version. This is something I've been saying quite a bit, is that the performance increases have to come at some point. So if you don't like the performance of City Skylines 2 right now, they have to have some forms of improvement in order for it to run better on console, so that way it can actually properly release. So the console version won't release until they hit those, and they want to release it on console, so we will be getting them at some point. It is a priority. And we're actively working on the console version, so they will be ready for you in the first half of 2024. This was the thing that I was kind of referencing earlier when they said they didn't want to make promises they couldn't keep, but they seem really definitive that in the first half of next year, we will be getting City Skylines 2 on console, so sometime within the next 6 months, we should see pretty significant performance increases on PC. In the last 3 weeks, we've had a quick pace with patches. There's one more landing soon, which has already been released, and we'll be going over those patch notes next. After that, we'll be focusing on bigger fixes that take longer to work on. So that's why we're not going to be seeing weekly patches anymore, is that a lot of the issues just take a little bit more to actually fix and polish. The team is now focusing on LODs and improving GPU performance, which is great. We are expecting relevant performance boost with these asset fixes. Now, if you guys want a quick way to get really good FPS, especially in high density areas or places where there's a lot of sims, I highly suggest you guys take a look at my dev mode video, which I will link somewhere in the annotations right now and down in the description. My sickness is really getting to me now. I'm gonna have to take a break after recording this, I think. But if you guys go take a look at that video, I explain how to turn on dev mode, and you can actually turn off the character's skin, which is actually one of the biggest performance hits in the game right now, is the skin of the Sims. Somebody pointed out in the comments last week that it's not actually the skin, and yeah, I know it's not actually the skin. It's the model of the character, but in order to disable the physical model of the character, the setting is called Dynamo Skin. So disabling that can net you upwards of a 15 FPS performance increase, so I highly suggest doing it if you're okay with turning on developer mode, and if you're just curious about developer mode and what it can bring to the table, I suggest taking a look at that video. Teddy Radco also did a really good video on it as well, and there's a ton of features that I didn't even bring up in it, like putting resources on the ground. So if you're trying to make your own map or just add resources to the map so you can put like a farm in a specific spot, you can actually do that with dev mode, and I explained how to do that in the comments of that one as well. So go take a look at it. The workload is significant, and unfortunately there is no silver bullet to improve performance at once. Instead, it requires several tasks to be completed before we are happy with it. This results in less frequent updates, so we won't have weekly patches going forward, which totally makes sense. Please check future word of the weeks. Please check future word of the weeks for more information, as I plan on keep writing one every week until further notice. So make sure you guys have notifications turned on if you guys want to keep up to date on all these words of the week, because they do contain a lot of really good information about what we're going to see in future updates for City Skylines 2. Now that we're done with the word of the week, let's take a look at this week's patch. All right, this is about the halfway point in the video where I usually like to thank my Discord subscribers. So I want to give a huge shout out to Wheatbread and J15 Wine and RKP, who are my highest tier patrons. So I want to thank you guys so much, as well as my other Discord subscriber, which are down below. And yeah, anyways, get back to the video. Make sure to drop a like, leave a nice comment, and do all that other cool stuff. Now, something not mentioned really in the patch notes of this, but I kind of felt like my game was running a lot smoother since this patch. Let me know down in the comments if you guys felt the same, but let's go over the bug fixes and improvements. Reduced occurrences of texture resolution dropping. Fixed a case in which the game would appear black when playing offline. This was something that Biffa actually pointed out on Twitter that I thought was really interesting, because I think his internet cut out, and he tried to load into his map offline and just record offline, and he just loaded into just a black screen. So definitely really interesting, but it seems like that has been fixed. Fixed undesired clothing variations. Fixed garbage piling up warning notification icon not being removed after garbage is collected. So if you were getting garbage piling up icons, it doesn't actually mean that your building had garbage piling up. There is a way in dev mode to actually take a look at some of the issues that are going on in your city, like garbage. I believe it's in the gizmos setting. If you guys are interested in playing around in that section of developer mode, there is some really cool information you can actually get out of your city in there. Fixed citizen model changing when characters go in and out of buildings. Increase citizen preference to park cars on building lots versus roadside. This is awesome. I mean, like, I've been seeing that quite a bit in my cities, where they're just parking on the sides of the roads rather than in a massive empty lot connected to the building. So I'm really happy that they changed that. Fix multiple pathfinding bugs and general improvements. Improve calculation accuracy for fitting pickups on parking lots. So if you notice that pickup trucks were kind of parking really weird inside of the parking lots, that should be fixed, hopefully. Fix a bug resetting line visibility when changing the transportation overview panel tab or transport type. Fix flaws and optimized air pollution, especially on the Tempera map. Added under construction section in the progress bar for spawnables. SIP selected info panel. Hit other selected info panel sections until building construction is complete. I actually didn't even know this was part of the update, because I don't think I had ever clicked on a building that was under construction, but now there's actually a progress bar that will actually tell you like a percentage of like how long it actually is going to take for your building to develop, which is really cool. Added a button to toggle visibility for a whole list of lines at once. Balanced parking buildings construction and upkeep costs, electricity, water consumption, garbage accumulation, XP rewards, and workplaces. I haven't noticed anything about that, but if you have, there you go. Increased passive service coverage range and effects of elementary school, medical clinic, hospitals, firehouse, fire station, police station, and police headquarters. I've definitely been noticing that this feels a little different with all of those, especially when I place it and looking at it on the map. So if you guys notice that, that's what that's from. Balanced processing and sewage capacity of wastewater treatment plant with extra processing unit. Not really too sure what that did. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Fixed coverage not shown fully green when placing a police station. This was an issue I noticed, and some other buildings had it too, where you'd place it on one road and all of your roads could be two-way, but like the roads next to it would just still be red, which is weird because it's right next door. Why is it not highlighting it? But apparently that's been fixed. Tweaks terrain, cliff texture tilling, and detail texture values. I had a couple people come into my Twitch stream, which again, you can find a link to down in the description, on Thursday when I was pretty sick still. And they said that they felt like terraforming was actually a lot easier. So if you guys were struggling with terraforming options, you guys could do that. Also, just a fun tip for terraforming, if you're looking to make things look a little bit more natural or rigid, really suggest lowering the actual brush size and lowering the intensity of it down to like 20 or 25, and you will get a little bit more of those ridges if you're looking for something like that, or a little bit more of like a natural ground texture. Fixed padding issues in the main menu, fixed Japanese UI layout issues, and updated credits. Now, before we go, there is a new modding Discord, which you can find right here on my screen. I'll leave a link, an invite link to it down in the description down below, where you guys can join and keep up to date on all the modding info. So some modders are already kind of like working behind the scenes who have had early access, or maybe even have already uploaded mods on third-party sites that are maybe like brute forcing their way through the game. And so this is a really good place to kind of take a look at all of that stuff and see it in an official capacity. It's also ran and moderated by some pretty reputable modders like Chameleon TBN and some other people. So again, I'll leave a link to that down in the description down below. On the topic of mods, TDW, who is the creator of Scythe and the road building tool from Cities Skylines 1, and who is somebody who has early access to all of the modding stuff for Cities Skylines 2, has actually created an economy fixer mod. This is something that kind of completely changes how the economy, the stimulus money, and how your milestone funding actually works in Cities Skylines 2. So if you don't really like the economy simulation and how much money you're making, and you want to make it a little bit more challenging, this is a mod that he has made. It is available on this website called Thunderstore. I have no idea what this is, but I do trust TDW, so I wanted to share this with you guys as well if this is something you're actually looking for. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys again on Sunday. We have a big holiday here in the US for Thanksgiving, so I don't know that there will be a second video this week. I didn't get to one this past week because I was sick, so hopefully we get around to one at some point. And let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see from the channel. If you guys want to see more tips, if you guys want to see a Let's Build series, just let me know down below. And don't forget, take a look at my Twitch stream. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.